MJ, in the recruiting process, the second recruiting process, how easy is it to transition to a school that you have a lot of familiarity with?
Definitely a lot easier. The first time around you, as a kid, I was young, so I really wasn't sure what I was looking for. I was just going into it like it was like a video game, like it was a fairy tale. So, being older and more mature, you're able to make a decision that fits you and knowing what you're looking for and what you want in the school and like where you want to be at outside of football and how you're going to live your life. So it was definitely a easier decision knowing somewhere and being comfortable in the situation and knowing the school and not having to take a visit.
MJ, what clinched it for you with Pitt? What were some of the things about Pitt that you knew this was the right place?
Early on, I was talking to Pitt, talking to Penn State, and I just, I loved the conversations I had with Coach Collins and carrying over even from when I was in high school. And, his pitch never changed. He said the same things to me. And now that I'm, like I said, more mature, I understand what he's saying and I can comprehend sometimes and understand. Like, my dad always tells me sometimes, like, when he get on me about something, I might not understand at the moment, but when I got older, I would understand. And that was one of those moments where the stuff he said when I was younger didn't really it didn't really affect me. I didn't think too much of it, but now that I'm older, I can understand what he was saying. So that was definitely a big thing in getting me back home.
What were some of those things he said to you that started to resonate now?
Just outside of football, like just life in general, just trying to helping me be a better man, stuff like that, which I mean, because football is going to come, like he said, it's natural. That's everybody here is naturally a good football player. But when it comes to like living life, like if you want to live your life in Pittsburgh, like can you start a family and how will you help your family when it comes to living in Pittsburgh?
MJ, does this just feel right being here, being at the facility there? I mean, does it just feel like this is how it was supposed to be the whole time?
Definitely, I feel comfortable. Walking in, it was no butterflies. I immediately felt at home. The at home feeling. When they say you're at home, it's definitely true. Walking around the facility, it's all smiles. Everybody is. It's a friendly environment. You're definitely more comfortable in the situation.
You obviously had some guys you already knew before you walked in there. Who were the first to kind of embrace you?
Uh, Eli, through the whole process, Eli Kasanovich, I talked to him from start to finish. Right the day I entered the portal, Eli was like, he texted me like, if you want Pitt to be an option, man, I'm always here, answer any questions for you. And just through the whole process, Eli has been a best friend of mine for years. So Eli was definitely the first person, and still to this day we talk about everything. So definitely Eli was important in the process.
And Jay, when it comes to the way you see yourself fitting in kind of on the field at Pitt, how attractive was what they do on defense for someone that wants to be a cornerback? They certainly challenge the players at that position.
Loved it. I love the way watching film. I love the way the guys I work out with, they compete. That's the biggest thing we talked about. Me and Coach Collins is having a chance to compete, because in this game you're going to give up catches and you're going to make big plays. There's ups and downs. It's emotional, but the way they compete every play, you're pressed, and if you give up a catch, you're right back at it. It's no change. They're going to do what they do best, and they're going to get it done. And I love that about this defense. You're going to compete every play from start to finish of the game, and that's the biggest thing for me.
MJ, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, MJ. What do you think you learned in your time at Kentucky? If there's one or two things you can kind of take from that experience to hear.
Definitely work, and that like the biggest thing was walking in. I thought like you just being who I was coming in, confidence, but definitely just working like and staying consistent and being patient. It's not always gonna go the way it's planned, and things aren't gonna be the way you always expect it. But learning that emotionally, you're gonna go through, like I said, about competing ups and downs. So when I learned that, consistency is the key. When you're not feeling your best, and when you really don't want to do it, you gotta find a way to win. And I learned that from some guys at Kentucky that I always take forever with me. So.
MJ, you're coming back to Pitt here. they're coming into an NFL draft season where they're sending several guys into the NFL draft, big names, the guys that could go early and middle rounds. How exciting does that make you to see that many guys getting their shot in the NFL after spending their college careers at Pitt?
Definitely excites me. You know, seeing those guys go to the league and be able to do that, have that opportunity is amazing. Especially guys like DeMar Hamlin, Paris Ford. You know, guys that are from the city. Seeing them, it's like it gives people hope. Like I'm like a lot of times I look at them and it's like, man, they did it and they're from where I'm from, so why can't I? And hopefully I can do that for the next kid coming up. They look at me like he did it, so why can't I? And it just becomes a chain reaction, and that they're just following.
MJ, being from Aliquippa, how much have you gotten to know Darrelle Revis, and what's it like following his legacy, from Aliquippa to Pitt?
I've talked to him sometimes, but he tries to keep it out of a legacy. Guys like him, Talar, they often say you're your own person, and they often tell us don't live in their shadow. They want us to be. They want everybody that comes from Aliquippa that it's not just some path that you're following, that you can create your own, and they want everybody to be different. So he definitely preaches not to be in the shadow of Darrelle Revis, to just be MJ Devonshire and do what I do best.
MJ, I was pretty surprised when I looked up your stats that I didn't see any returns after having covered you in high school. I know you're pretty talented in that area. Is that something you're looking forward to getting back to?
Yeah, definitely. I love that part of the game. At Kentucky, and with me breaking my wrist as a freshman, and we had Lynn, obviously, who was a great returner, so it really wasn't areas for me to get back there. But with me breaking my wrist, it was just hard for me to catch him. And then coming back the next year, I was just focused on playing corner. But I was the backup returner, so if they needed me, I would have got some.
MJ, obviously there's a lot of turnover in the secondary this year. I mean, who are some of the returning guys that you've kind of been talking to and they've kind of been able to bring you into the group?
In the secondary, the first two guys, Marquez Williams and Damari Mathis, as soon as I came in, they embraced me. They're in my workout group, and they motivate me every day. They work with me. Marquez, we talk off the field, Those guys, they hit me up all the time just to see where I'm headed, see where my head is at, and make sure I'm at home. They definitely do a good job of bringing that brother and that family feel to me. So them two definitely came out strong to start off.
MJ, how excited is your family?
Initially, MJ?
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly, I didn't hear you. MJ, do you expect to line up initially at cornerback at Pitt?
From so far, we haven't had any talks otherwise. So until I hear otherwise, like I said, I'm just excited to compete and get on the field any way I can.
Jay, I was just asking how excited your family is to have you home and the prospect of being so close to play on Saturdays.
Oh, my mom loves it. She still cried when I moved in, but she's just an emotional person. But yeah, she loves it. My dad's happy. My family, they just happy to see me happy. But yeah, my mom definitely loves that I'm down the road. She'll sometimes call me and be like, you want me to come up, bring you something? I'll be like, no, I'm fine, Mom.
You're not going to take advantage of laundry and meals?
Nah, not too much. I mean, if the time comes when I go home for a weekend, I got some dirty clothes, I'll let her do my laundry. I used to do that coming from Kentucky, but nah, I try to be more independent.
MJ, what's it mean to be a football player at Aliquippa?
Pride. It's so much pride and joy, and it's different. I mean, they always say there's something out there in the water, and I'm starting to believe it's true because every year we just keep rebuilding. Since I've been alive, since I've been in school, we've been to a WPIAL championship. So it's just definitely different, and having that on your back, knowing that like the guys before you went and just trying to keep that tradition alive is definitely special. So it's definitely special when you suited up and play in the Pit on Friday nights.
MJ, I know that you're still getting settled in here at Pitt, but have you had a chance to talk to any of the guys you're going to be lining up against in the receiver position in the locker room? Pitt's got Jordan Addison, a freshman All-American type of player. You're going to have, it sounds like you're going to have some serious challenges to hone your skills against in when you get started.
No, I haven't talked to him about like on the field stuff. Like I've talked to Trey about off the field and just life in general. But I mean, I work out with Will all the time back at home, so he's definitely good competition since I don't know when Will's a crazy athlete. So I know a lot of them guys are definitely just like him. So I'm looking forward to those battles in spring.
MJ, do you see a chance at immediate time here in 2021? Was that a part of Lure coming back maybe?
Hopefully, yes, sir. Like I said, I'm just ready to play and do what I do. Hopefully, do my part, be consistent in the spring, and find a way to get on the field and help the team win.